Welcome to Entech. This is Luca Giaroli with Direct Out, and I'm going to show you a few new things that we came up with, the latest image of the Prodigy series, and with a nice addition of a third-party control surface protocol that we can combine with the existing Prodigy series or anything which is actually controlled by Globcon. So let's have a look at the new feature. We added the possibility to the groups to have a fade in and fade out button, and to have the possibility to define for each of the group the fade in and the fade out time, and which is the target output that you need to do. Then when you have the possibility to group different channels in a fade group, you have the possibility to start the fading, fade out, and start the fading in. That's extremely important because when you have among of several inputs, the possibility to decide what should get in and get out in a gentle way, just having the fading and the fade out time programmed. This is something which is new to the Prodigy, but the biggest news is represented by the Globcon controller. Now with Globcon controller, you can map whatever channel combination with phantom, solo buttons, mute buttons into a virtual controller running on a browser based. So for example, if you are opening a browser inside of your system, you can get to up to 16 different controllers, and when you are moving something in the controller, you are moving something simultaneously into Globcon and therefore to any other hardware connected. So you can have multiple controllers, up to 16 different controllers, maybe one each of the external or dedicated user you want to have, and you can customize easily the assignment of channels. Let's make an example. Let's go to the first controller and reset that completely. The first controller is also the one connected to the hardware controller. Let's make a very simple example. Now, among the several channels, I want to connect the first 16 flex input channels into the first two layers of the external controller. I just have to multi-select those channels, open the mapping page. The multi-selected channel shows up there, and then I can select the first 16 channels into the two layers that I have to control. And then I can select the first and the second layer. So if you go back, and if you recall a specific layout which is telling you which is the situation of the channels, you will see that if I select the first layer, I'll be able to control the first 8 channels. If I select the second layer, I will be able to control the channel. Once you have assigned the channel to the controller, you have the full control of the channel, solo the several channels, muting the several channels, or even recalling snapshots, for example. So among the several snapshots I'm having inside of the device, I can decide to control and assign snapshot to any of the function buttons I have inside of each of the controller. So if I want to recall the snapshot, which is called flat, which is bringing back all the channels to the flat position, I simply have to select triggers, assign to a remote controller, controller number 1. This is the first one, and this is another random example. So this is going to be the second. So now I have selected two destinations buttons there to two different snapshots. This one is bringing me the complete device to a flat position, and you can see that the device is getting back to flat position. If you take a look at the device there, you can see that the device is giving you a visual reply whenever a snapshot is recalled. So let me control and recall a snapshot from this device, and you will see that the device is flashing completely blue to confirm that the snapshot has been received and executed. So this is a very quick introduction of the major news introduced with the latest firmware and software revision. So Globcon 1.10 is the version that you want to use, and then you enable the fully enabled remote control protocol. If you don't need the hardware feeling of the moving faders, you can open any browser and you can get to the right IP address and get the control of your system over the Wi-Fi with any browser. Therefore, any tablet, Android, iPad, iOS, and in mobile. And then when you control the device, you can see that everything is linked. No matter if you are controlling from the iPad, if you are moving the fader, the iPad is moving, and if you are moving Globcon, both the iPad and the faders are moving. So everything will be then controlled seamlessly. Thank you for your time and see you next time.